The world's first McDonald's drive-thru window was originally intended for Oklahoma City, but a small rural city in Arizona beat them to it. Inspired by soldiers on Fort Huachuca, then owner Dave Rich installed the first McDonald's drive-thru window at his restaurant location in Sierra Vista on January 24, 1975, on the aptly named Fry Boulevard.
The Sierra Vista McDonald's opened in 1973, and the population of Sierra Vista at that time was about 14,000 people, and that includes the soldiers and families on Fort Huachuca. So imagine the difficulty that McDonald's had very shortly after opening when the Army issued a regulation not allowing soldiers to leave post in their fatigues and enter businesses.
Fort Huachuca issued the general order prohibiting soldiers from entering businesses in their fatigues on October 4, 1974, less than 1 year after the McDonald's opened, and it effectively cut business at the new location by 50%.
The owner at the time, Dave Rich, knew there was going to be a drive-thru eventually, but he just was like, that's it, we're going to lose our business. So made a hole in the wall, put a little booth around it, which I personally worked in for years. And then, the cars could come through and he could keep his business going.
And I remember the big talk at the time was this window, this drive-up window, and it was really cool because the military soldiers would come by in their cars and we'd give them the food through this little pass-through window.
In honor of the GIs on Fort Huachuca to get them to come down here, it was a very, very smart move to have that. And it's very cool to have it the first one in the McDonald's chain of restaurants.
Dave had petitioned McDonald's to get a drive-through window because the soldiers at the time were not allowed to come down in their uniform. So what he did, and I'm not sure exactly how he did this, whether he put an ad out or word of mouth, they would come in, just drive on the curb, honk their horn, and we would go out with a piece of paper and take their order, take it back into the kitchen, and then run it back out and filled their order.
Okay, so when the new drive-thru was installed, it was just a small alcove that jutted out from the side of the building. This window opened vertically and at times would fall on the employees' heads. To keep it open, it was propped up by a wooden stick. And if you look closely at some of the pictures of the drive-thru, you can see a stick holding open the window. A Ronald McDonald speaker was installed outside next to the menu board. A car would drive up, setting off an alarm in the building, and the customer would place their order. The employee in this small alcove would take the order, and it would be delivered to the driver at the window. Dave Rich promoted this new drive-thru as a way to survive the desert. And on the grand opening weekend, all sorts of specials were promoted. Every 10th car was going to have a free order, and the 1,000th car to go through the drive-thru got a year of free Big Macs. And even free bumper stickers were issued that said, "I made history at McDonald's." It was a big event, and as the ad said, today Sierra Vista, tomorrow the world.
The historic drive-thru continued to serve soldiers and civilians alike until the building was demolished in 1999 and a new McDonald's was built at the site. Luckily, a few artifacts from the original drive-thru were preserved. The new owners refurbished the Ronald McDonald speaker, which is now located in McDonald's lobby. If you look closely, you can see the speaker on Ronald's pocket, distinguishing it from other Ronald McDonald statues. Meanwhile, the original drive-thru window resides in Sierra Vista's Henry F. Hauser Museum because of the forethought of one employee's father.
He found out that they were auctioning the building in pieces. Basically, you had to go and you had to, decide, I want the sign, I want the chairs, I want whatever. In order for my father to buy this window, he had to buy every single piece of glass.
After Debbie's father acquired the window, he had it framed horizontally and gifted it to her, where it remained until a chance meeting years later brought her into contact with then museum curator Nancy Krieski. At the time, the Sierra Vista Historical Society was set to commemorate the drive-thru site with a historical plaque.
We're going to have this event, we'd like the window present, and we knew that you had it and we just couldn't find you. And I said, well, let's talk about not just me loaning it, but donating it.
After talking with Nancy, Debbie donated the window to Sierra Vista's Henry F. Hauser Museum in 2014, where it continues to be displayed today.
People love seeing the window in the museum. Many people who come for the first time, they're kind of in disbelief that we do in fact have the first McDonald's drive-through window. But in hearing the story and learning about it, they love to take their pictures and to know the Sierra Vista history.
Now, 50 years later, former employees and residents reflect on one of Sierra Vista's biggest claims to fame.
You know, it's stunning. I can't believe it's been 50 years since this drive-thru opened.
It's a proud moment for me, not only for Sierra Vista, but for the whole military community as well. Just think that the military was involved in that initiative to start that process, which is now, you know, throughout every restaurant in America.
It kind of got to the point later on that Fry Boulevard ended up being called French Fry Boulevard because of all the fast foods that came in after.
It's a big celebration. It's a big thing. It's a global thing. McDonald's is a huge global brand, and we, Sierra Vista, have the first McDonald's drive-thru. I mean, who would expect that?